Good morning, weird people that like politics. And don't worry, I'm one of those weird people too, especially inter-party politics. Some of you, I'm shooting this on Saturday morning about 11:30 a.m. And some of you are already at your county convention. Some of you are getting ready to attend later today, and some of you it'll be a week or two. But yeah, sometime this month, many of you watching this video will be going to a county convention. It's very exciting. So I'm going to start this video. This is going to be kind of a county convention, kind of a preview statewide. Also going to talk a little bit about the state convention coming up a little bit. But anyway, let's get started. Now, there are 4 counties this year that are having a convention that did not have a convention last year. And those counties are all out in the northeastern part of the state. They are Camden, Hertford, beware the Hertford zones up all north, Hyde, and Pasquotank. So Camden, Hertford, Hyde, and Pasquotank, which is a very good thing because these traditionally have been very rural counties, and I think most of them have been minority-majority as far as their demographics. So that has not been favorable to the GOP. But over the next few decades or so, as North Carolina grows, as it gets some liberal Yankees who are moving to Raleigh and Charlotte and are turning those areas from light blue to dark blue, the Republican Party is really going to need these counties out in the north and northeastern part of the state to turn from blue to red. Or if they're already red, they have to run up the score because the Democrats are going to run up the score in Wake and Mecklenburg counties, as well as the Triad area too. So anyway, now we need to talk about some counties that are not having a convention this year, or at least when this video went to press, which is March 3rd, 2018, which is exactly 1 year. Exactly 1 year ago, I did a video similar to this. Kind of neat. But anyway, as of right now, these 9 counties, which last year 8 counties did not have a county convention. So here we go, 9 counties. They are Bladen, which is a new addition to this list. They had a convention last year. Currituck, which unfortunately was on this list last year. Graham, which had a convention last year. Martin County, which unfortunately is on this list again. Montgomery County, New Hanover, and Person. All 3 of those counties had conventions last year, and as of right now are not. Then we have Tyrell and Warren counties, which was on this list last year. So let me talk about these counties a little bit that are not having the convention, and maybe some of the reasons why, or maybe some of the surprise reasons why they should have conventions. Okay, so Bladen County is a rural county. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of between, it's sort of like in the middle of a triangle between Lumberton, Fayetteville, and Wilmington. Okay, it's about 35,000 population, so it's kind of a small, getting up there a little bit in population, but still fairly small. Oh, and by the way, Donald Trump won this county by 10 percentage points in 2016. Now, why is that significant? Well, because before that, it was a very blue county. So that county, along with Robeson County to the west, Trump was able to flip from blue to red. Very good. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Okay, now Currituck. I'm going to talk about them again for a second straight year. It's growing by an average of 30% a decade since 1990. It's, and I'm trying to, okay, yeah. It's been a reliable Republican voting county since '84. Trump won this county 72-23. I mean, a 50-point percentage gap there. Think about that. And it's also, I mean, it's depending on where you are in Currituck, you could be an hour. If you're on the south end of Currituck, an hour from Hampton Roads metro area. But if you're on the north end, you're probably within 15-20 minutes of the metro area. But I've discovered some of the reasons why Currituck is a inactive GOP county right now. It has to be for two reasons. One is I've been seeing some things posted on Facebook that there's been a lot of infighting in the party in recent years, and in a fairly small county such as Currituck, which is only about 40,000 people, yeah, infighting can kind of kill off a small, fairly rural, getting a little suburban-ish, but still relatively rural county. Another reason is the overall geography of the county. Most of the county lives in this one strip that goes from the Virginia border down to the Pamlico Sound. Then, of course, you take that bridge across to the Kitty Hawk, right? The Outer Banks resort areas, the big US 158, the 4-lane bridge across the Pamlico to Kitty Hawk. Okay, when you're in Kitty Hawk, though, you take that bridge across, you're in Dare County. Okay. Now, why is that so? Well, because right now you could go north of Kitty Hawk along Highway 12 up to Corolla, and Corolla is in Currituck County. So yeah, probably if you're gonna it's gonna be very difficult to have a meeting in Currituck County because yeah, especially somebody who's living in Corolla and the meeting is held on the main side of Currituck County, you're going to have to make like a U shape. Now, that might change in the next few years because there's this project called the Mid-Currituck Bridge. It is currently not funded in the North Carolina State Transportation Improvement Plan, but they are expecting the environmental study and everything with that sort of nature. It's supposed to have a record of decision sometime before the end of this summer, so that's going to be fairly significant. Whether or not that project will go forward, should it go forward, I would say, I'm trying to veer off the topic here, but yeah, it probably should go forward just to make the county more connectivity within the county. It's going to be a toll bridge. I'm not really a big toll guy. It's also only going to be 2 lanes, which for an area that's growing, and especially in the summertime, a lot of people there, should really be at least 2 in each direction, not just 1 in each direction. But hey, let me give a free advertisement out to the Cotton Gin in Jarvisburg, North Carolina, which if you ever find yourself along US Highway 158 and you're going to and from the Outer Banks in Currituck County, you got to stop at the Cotton Gin. It is one of the most fascinating stores you'll ever go. And, it's this great big, probably 50,000 square foot, at least 2-story house. And the area around is very nice. Got a little winery, some agricultural land. It's very, very neat. Okay. So now we'll talk about Graham County. Graham County is in the mountains. If you look at a map of North Carolina and you look on the far left, the little tip there, it's the county that's right in the tip is Cherokee, but the county right next to Cherokee is Graham County. This is a very severely rural county. 9,000 people live in the county. It's like the 3rd smallest in population. Trump won here 79-18. That's a landslide. But yeah, that's Graham County. It's just one of those. Again, we talk about the connectivity of the county. It's in the mountains, so again, it might be a little hard to get around over there. Martin County, I talked about last year. The only thing I'll say different is if you really want to know about Martin County and that particular part of North Carolina, watch the documentary Raising Bertie. Okay, This part of North Carolina is it's about like 80% African American, but the documentary Raising Bertie, it talks a lot about the day-to-day life of African Americans in that particular county. It's very good. Okay, Montgomery County, 28,000 population, county again in the middle of nowhere, somewhere between Charlotte and Fayetteville. Now New Hanover County, I'll deal with them in a few minutes. Okay, haven't left them out. Person County is 40,000 population. It's just under the Virginia border. It's another very strong Republican county. It's only about a 30-minute drive from Durham. Okay. And then Tyrell and Warren County, we talked about them last year. I have nothing new to say about them. They're just rural, middle of nowhere counties. And hey, if you want to organize a county party, go ahead. It costs probably $20 and have at it. Tyrell, Warren, some of these other counties I mentioned. Okay. Let's talk about New Hanover County, shall we? Again, I lived there from 2009 to 2014, so yeah, I know a little bit about some of the intangibles, if you will, of the county party structure. This was a very, very good, well-run county organization. What the bleep happened? Okay, now, are they going to have a county convention? I would think so, but here we are on March 3rd. It still has not been announced. Why has it not been announced? I do not know. I can only speculate. I've heard some rumors of some things, and I've heard apparently the treasurer is not getting along with the chair and the vice chair, and also the secretary is going at it with the chairman, and all these little fights spats that are breaking out. Unfortunately, it seems to be preventing the county from really running efficiently. Another thing, too, is the chairman is Michael Franklin. When he was vice chair, I was there when he was vice chair of the party in 2014. I heard from a source within the party, an anonymous source, that apparently he didn't do squat as vice chair. He got elected to chair in 2015, and then, believe it or not, got reelected in 2017. The party it used to meet pretty much every month, although we would always take November and December off. Why is that? Because our meetings were always on the last Thursday of the month, so Thanksgiving and usually the last Thursday in December was right around Christmas. So, and apparently they've gone from meeting monthly to now they meet they stick their finger in the air, and whenever they feel like meeting, that's when they're going to meet. And they apparently will have a social event instead of a monthly meeting. And also, it's not all the Franklin administration's fault. There's also been some very, very good friends of mine, some very, very heavy anti-establishment Tea Party / libertarian leaning types I'm very good friends with that have also left the party. So, yeah, when the Tea Party contingent leaves the Republican Party, that is always bad news, because then the establishment just goes do whatever it wants. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit more statewide about these county conventions. I have some good counties I want to recognize, and I have a couple counties that I'm going to be a little mean to, okay? Okay, the good counties, these are the counties that have their county convention on Saturday afternoon, rather than, the problem I see with these county conventions is they all want to be bunched up Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay? A lot of them don't like to spread out, which I think they should. One of my suggestions is the state party should meet, like, in January, and we should have, like, a sort of fantasy, what a fantasy football draft is. You gather people and you draft your own players. Well, these people from the counties and districts would gather, and they would all draft times right? Dates and times when they have their convention. And the idea would be to try, if a person really, really wanted to, they could go to all 100 conventions, and it would take only 1 month, rather than right now the kind of the structure is it would probably take them 5 to 7 years to go to all 100 counties. So again, okay, these are the counties that I really like that are having their convention during off-peak times. We have, number 1, Pitt County at 1 p.m. on March 10th. Board County at 2 p.m. That's kind of been a carve-out date for them. They've always had theirs the second Saturday at 2 for many years. It's always, and that's another thing, is be consistent with your convention times if you can. Okay, then we have Franklin County at 2:15, Henderson County at 3 p.m., Transylvania County at 6 p.m., and, oh yeah, Lee County at 3:30. That's also on March 10th. Then we go to St. Patrick's Day. Yancey County is at 2 p.m., Madison County is at 3 p.m. And then on the 24th, we have Haywood County at 2 p.m. Okay, and then we have Easter weekend. The March 31st is a Saturday. Of course, Easter is April the 1st. We have 4 counties here that have decided to have their convention on a Saturday when it's not, when, 50 other counties are not having their convention. And I want to salute them for spreading out and having their convention on a non-traditional Saturday, as I call it, because the Saturday right before Easter. We have Caswell County at 9 a.m., Pasquotank County at 10 a.m., Perquimans County at 10:30, and then Edgecombe County at 1 p.m. Now, there are 2 counties that I'm going to be a little mean to. One is Wake County, who used to, for many years, had their county convention on the last Tuesday of the month at like 7 p.m. Well, this year they decided to move their convention to Saturday the 17th at noon. Right smack dab in the middle of the day, which is kind of like, if you come to one convention, you got to come to ours kind of thing. Instead of, I think it would have been a lot better if they either kept it on Tuesday night or moved to a Saturday night, okay? And another thing is, too, is, look, I'm a Christian, and I'm all about respecting Sunday, but many people go to church Sunday mornings. On Sunday afternoon, a lot of them are free. So why not have more conventions on, say, Sunday afternoon? Maybe open registration at, say, 1 or 2. Have the convention at, say, 2 or 3, and, that sort of thing. Or maybe even early Sunday night, okay? Another suggestion. And then we have Iredell County, which... oh boy, Iredell County. Ooh. They have on their convention announcement, which their convention is scheduled for Monday, March 12th at 7 p.m. By the way, if you need any information about these counties, you go to ncgop.org and click the events tab, and all the convention information that you need is right on the events page. Okay. Iredell County states in their convention announcement, and I quote, "There will be no electioneering from candidates or their representatives at the county convention. You can contact Ron Duck Wyatt if anyone would like to add space in the Iredell County Reagan Day event program." Now, when's the Reagan Day dinner? Well, that's 2 days before the convention on Saturday the 10th. Okay, so there's a couple problems here. One is, look, I know the parties need money. I know 2018 is going to be a tough year for our side, okay? I know that, okay? Look, I'm all for raising money. I'm not against it. Certainly not against these Reagan Day dinners. But the problem is when you put so many events close together, you kind of tire people out, and you need to have them apart. The best time for a Reagan Day dinner is probably late summer, early fall, because not a whole lot's going on then. I mean, in an election year, obviously there is, but still. Okay, Mr. Wyatt. Can I call you Mr. Wyatt? I hope I can. We're in convention season, sir. Okay, March and April, it's just not a good time for regular dinner. People need to go to their conventions. Another thing too is you are limiting the average working class citizen from learning more about the candidates because they got to go to this regular day dinner and pay like $50, $7,500 to learn about candidates. By not allowing electioneering at the convention, you are really, really, really alienating people from having the access to information on the candidates. Okay, that's my 2 cents. Let's see here. So now let's talk about the state party. The state convention right now, yeah, it's going on, obviously. It's going to be in the second weekend in June Hickory. This time last year, we knew what the general session was going to be. That was announced back in Christmas 2016, okay? This year, we do not know. We do not know anything. We don't have any registration information. We don't know any of the prices. Let's see. There also is not a place where people can put suggestions either, like there was last year. That's always taking a step back. So yeah, we're kind of late, okay, on this, and I just hope and pray that the state party will get itself together. And look, it's great to send out emails about fundraising and, hey, we're contesting all 170 races, woohoo! But again, let's get this convention organized, okay? Let's get this information out to people about, the registration, and if we can do a better job on guest speakers, that's another bone I have to pick, is that, people will sign up, they'll pay the $350 or whatever it is for the whole package, and they'll never know who the guest speakers are for these dinners until, like, a couple weeks before the convention. But yet, the registration deadline is usually what? May 1st or something like that. So yeah, that's another thing. Okay? So, well, that's all I got to say about that. And again, let me again mention these counties that do not have a convention right now. They are Bladen, Currituck, Graham, Martin, Montgomery, New Hanover, Person, Tyrell, and Warren. So if you have any information on these information for these counties and their county convention, please let me know. Or call 1-800-876-5353, the Unsolved Mysteries Hotline. Bye-bye.